Welcome to Orly's Beyond the Horizons, a journey of discovery for living better, here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Now here's Orly.
Well, hello, fellow humanoids. Welcome aboard the galactic cruiser, Beyond the Horizons. And you know the drill, okay? Get a drink of water, get some snacks, fasten your seatbelts, and then start enjoying the ride right off the bat. We just had 4th of July, and I'll remind again, every time I do this, we are not a political show, okay? We don't do politics, we don't do religion, we don't do controversial stuff at all. But the fact is that when people are unhappy, it creates friction, it creates different lifestyles, so it does affect everything, and for no reason at all. I hear a lot of the groaning was because of celebration, primarily because of President Trump. All right? Hey, we already know a lot of the people don't like the man. Okay? A lot of people do. We cannot control who's in the White House, really, per se, because whoever's in the White House is going to offend half of the population, and half of the population are going to be happy, okay? I mean, that's the routine. I don't know why people get so upset about what goes on and on and on, to the point that it's creating friction. And the reason why I say this is because I have seen families, I have seen friends get distance over a politic situation. It shouldn't be like that, okay? So stop it. Because otherwise, Orly is going to send you to corner. I mean, that's all there is to it, okay? We're not going to put up with their nonsense. So be happy. Enjoy life. Life is short. Let's have a great, great time, okay? Now, I'm going to be answering some emails about things that are important. Maybe I just had put them aside, but there is one question that actually I think needs a good answer. And it came from Sam. Sam is from Phoenix. And he asked me, what do I know about LGBTQ travel? Great question. Great question. I'll be answering that throughout the show, and I'll give you my undivided attention on that. So, thank you for asking. I think it's not controversial, in as much as it's a social event. Had to clear my throat here a couple of times. Anyway, no, the whole idea behind Beyond the Horizons is to share stuff that actually is positive in nature and that we can do a lot with to enhance our lifestyles. And that means life, love, the pursuit of happiness. And you know what? We are all entitled to that. So let's not make a big brouhaha about it. Let's just enjoy life. Enjoy. And the more you enjoy life, the more you'll enjoy Beyond the Horizons, okay? So with that in mind, I think Signy wants to take the controls. We'll be right back. right, all right, all right, all right. I need to apologize if my voice sounds a little raspy sometimes. I have a little condition that is being taken care of on one of my vocal cords. So please don't ask me to sing an aria of Rigoletto or anything like that because I cannot hit those high notes at this moment. Okay? Anyway, travel time. 2027, 2026, 2027 are actually moving forward with destinations that have never really been way too popular, but people are finding them to be very accommodating, and they're happy to go there and discover it because things have turned a little bit friendlier in many of them. I mean, places like Romania in Europe. Romania has always been known as a very stoic type. It was part of the Russian, the USSR type of thing. So people have a tendency to look at it as a more remote place with not a whole lot of interesting things. But on the contrary, it's a very, very, if you like history, if people like to be in the forest areas and discovering great foods and stuff like that. And who knows? Romania was the place for Count Dracula. Who knows? There's Transylvania there. So you may actually meet the Count. What would you do if you've met Count Dracula, Sydney?
I don't know. That'd be a very interesting / weird day.
Yeah. I mean, he comes, Sydney, come here. I supposedly there was a Count Dracula for real. He was some kind of a prince. But of course, what we know different is the guy sucking blood all over the place, and I don't know about that. But anyway, it is a simple life that many of the tourists are looking for today. People are looking for a more experiential type of travel. Instead of vegging on some beach at an all-inclusive resort, which is, hey, I'm all for that too. But sometimes you actually need to go out into the different necks of the woods to find out the true place of the destination, the true nature of the destination. And then you can actually come back and say, I've been there, I saw it, I experienced it, I tasted the foods. I had a great time. And you know what? That goes to many places all over the place, all right? All over the world. Senegal, who knew? It's all French there. In Africa, although English is widely spoken, some people say that they find it really entertaining, the fact that being in Africa with people from there that speak French. I mean, it's a common thing. Brazil is primarily Portuguese. So the colonization of many nations happened many, many, many years ago, and the language stuck. We have here, Louisiana. Louisiana, people speak French. In many and the entire customs in Louisiana are geared to French. You know, it's actually a very lovely place, very interesting place. But all the customs, funerals and all that. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have. I have some family in New Orleans.
Do you?
So,
Do you?
I've been like twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Have you ever had the chance to see a funeral?
No, I haven't, but I have seen it on TV and stuff. I know what it's about.
It's
so almost like a celebration more.
It's like well, you know what? Yeah, many people actually see a funeral as a celebration of somebody moving on from
correct.
this world into some new adventure. And you know what? I think it's a charming thing. I mean, there's many people that go to cemeteries and have lunches and dinners during Mother's Day, Father's Day. So, you know, people celebrate death differently and, no different. Senegal is one of those. It's actually a very familiar-oriented place where it's very conservative. It's actually a very nice place to be. Laos, I am familiar with that place. is very much Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. They're all very similar in nature as far as great foods, great fish foods. I mean, something that needs to be discovered. Vietnam was my home in the early 70s for a while, courtesy of the U.S. Air Force. So it actually, a lot has changed since then. Thailand the same way. Great places to discover. Great foods. I mean, seriously, great foods. Because everything is farm to table. There's hardly any markets anywhere. Or you go to fish markets, you go to the meat markets, everything is fresh and is very, very tasty. So places that need to be discovered. That's all there is to it. And we can help you. Okay. While we're in the business of travel, one of the questions that was asked of me was, what about LGBTQ travel? All right. As a travel consultant, I take a different point of view on things. I don't think there is such a thing as gay travel. Actually, that's the right word that my question was, the gay travel. I don't think there is such a thing as gay travel. What there is a gay community that loves to travel. And that's a big difference because nobody's restricting the community from traveling anywhere. Even the most open places that are pro LGBTQ, there's always that one person in there or the group of people or that find it different, controversial, and negative. So best thing I can do is say there is no restrictions for gay people to travel. Is the same way like in many countries that are Muslim, where shows of affection between heterosexual are also deemed bad taste and punished. In many cases, the same goes for the gay community. So just, you know what? Travel as you wish. Just don't, like everybody else. I mean, like if you're a loud person in a nice conservative area, it doesn't matter what you are, whether you're heterosexual or gay, people are going to frown on you for a display of disrespect. So just go there, travel to your heart's content. Whatever you do behind closed doors, you do behind closed doors. Okay? So that's the best I can say. And let's move on. Commercial time. All right, all right, all right. One of the things that I always try to encourage people to do is to grow. There is nothing absolutely wrong with setting a high mark for your expectations, for what you want to do. Put your dreams out there. Put your trust your instincts, that type of stuff, okay? And there are two things that build success, and that is having confidence and having influence. And people really sometimes have a little bit of a hard time figuring out what is what. And so, it's not something that happens every day on a natural way. You just need to discover what you have and how to develop it, okay? Success is the achievement of a goal or a desired outcome. I mean, that is the clinical description of what it is. More broadly, is the subjective. It is subjective. While traditional linked to wealth, to status, and to power, those are true. Those are true. Those are the results sometimes. But there's more to it than that. It's the creation of life itself in a world that when you create a lot of work, a lot of status, a lot of this, a lot of that, is your obligation to also share, open up doors to other people that are maybe cannot find their way. So if you become a successful person, it's your obligation, I feel, to be a good mentor as well. Do you buy that?
I agree with you.
Yeah? Okay. There you go. You got it from Sydney. No, you know what? A lot of people, they feel wrong about the fact that a wealthy person, instead of asking them questions or finding out how they did things, they've spent a whole lot of time resenting that person. Such a waste of time. I mean, those people are going to be moving on regardless of criticism, regardless of controversy, regardless of many things. The only thing that will stop them is if they do something illegal and they end up in jail. But have you ever seen any of them actually go to jail besides Bernie Madoff? But he was stealing from the people.
Yeah, it's a good example, though.
He was stealing from the people. You don't do that. What you do is you share. You share your knowledge. You say, I don't know why people sometimes are afraid of competition. Many years ago, I was in the car business. And the whole ideology behind the restoration of vehicles was that you found a crew and you kept really tight controls of everything. They just became laborers, okay? I happened to be different. I got them great uniforms. I got them really to up their game. And they became super loyal to the brand, to the point that I took vacations. I went away on this, but they also took vacations when the time came. They also made good money, and they had very open working ethics. So I never had any problem. People didn't steal from me. People didn't, backstab me with customers or nothing at all. They all became protective of the company that was mine because it was also theirs. Okay? So I don't understand why people sometimes close the doors to employees and that's another thing. In my entire career as a business owner, I have never had employees. I have people that work with me. I'm just one of the many, the group that work together for one common goal. We all want a better life. We all want to get better things, a better car, a bigger home, and we can all make it together. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we'll break down what the steps are to create some wealth for yourselves. All right, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So to recap, we were talking in the last segment about building success through confidence and influence. Okay, you need to build those two. So it's like being in business and succeeding in business is like creating a puzzle. Okay, you have a dream, you have an expectations of what to do, you start looking for how to create that dream, and then usually needs money, it needs help from people. There are many moving pieces when it comes to creating something for yourselves. All right, many people shy away from it. Please do me a favor, don't be afraid of it. It's a process like anything else. Okay, when you put your shoes on, what did you do first? You put your socks on. But before you put your socks on, you take a shower, and then you put foot spray, and then so on and so forth. So it's like that. It's one step after another. And you don't have to make him all at one big bite, but you need to keep on moving them forward, little by little, chipping away. And before you know it, you are where you're supposed to be. So what is the main goal here? Occupational and financial. You need to have something to do to create a little bit of money that you can make grow again. All right? In the old days, where I come from was a very simple life. Okay? There were people who arrived from foreign countries. They had much less than what my people had in the city where I live. But people were used to the conformity of that area. Most of them were farmers. They were in the cattle business. Some of them were engineers, builders, whatever. But they were born there, and they knew the lay of the land. And then here come the new arrivals, usually from Europe. And a lot of them were of the Jewish faith. Okay? And the funny thing is that those people were very industrious. They didn't hardly knew the language, but you know what they did? They knew commerce. That was their key to success, commerce. So they would buy goods, put them in these gigantic suitcases, and they would go street by street, knocking on doors, and they would give you time to pay. I remember my mom used to buy like certain amount of cloth because she liked what they had, and she was a seamstress, so she made her own dresses. So she would buy X amount of dollars, so many yardage, and the guy would say, "Okay, next week I'll come over and I'll pick up another $1 or whatever." Very, very easy installments. The funny thing is that shortly after that, the guy now came around the houses with 3 suitcases and 3 helpers, 3 local people carrying the suitcases. You know, there was no transportation, there was no cars, no nothing, just people on foot. And they grew and they grew. All of a sudden, they would disappear, and they had a little store down the street in the corner. Okay? And they became very well known because the culture they brought in about buying in bulk and selling it in pieces stuck even in their stores. So that is my beginnings of understanding of how to create something from nothing. Okay? And you know what? It sticks. It sticks. For us today, sadly for many of the young people, what is there? There's Target, there's Walmart, there's Ralph's Market. So it's all pre-planned already. So sometimes making up your mind to create something of your own, you figure, well, it's already been invented. Don't let that stop you. What has been invented can always be improved. And if it all happens to be what your idea is to make things better. I started doing radio here 2017. Prior to that, it was 2009 when I started on radio. I had no notion about radio. I'm still kind of learning the ropes. But the fact is that I wanted to communicate with my travel clientele only. And that was the genesis of why I wanted to be on the radio, just to talk to my people. I would just send them information, and I would put the videos at shows. This is pre-internet, pretty much. Well, no, it was already the beginning of the internet, yeah, but it was not as open as it is today. So you know what? It created itself. People understood. People like sometimes the crazy rants that I do, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew, and today I am happy to announce that now we are going into our own TV show, I've got a TV channel. It's called Beyond the Horizons, and it's going to be shown on Roku. So, I'll still be here, but I'm going to be on TV. Plus, it's going to be great. They have a lot of other people coming in. So it's going to be great. We're going to be announcing that pretty soon. But anyway, as far as creating your own path and building success, first and foremost, emotional and mental health is one of the key things. Achieving peace of mind, self-satisfaction, and the freedom to control your time is the key to success in that environment. The next thing is knowing people. Belong to a social circle. Don't lock yourself only in your little clique. Open up, talk to people. And I see the signal. We'll be right back. We'll continue it after the break. right, we're back. And we left it at social, right? So that means cultivating meaningful relationships and positive connections with others. I mean, it cannot be any simpler than that. You know people that you like, people, you show them what you have. And be one thing, do me one thing. You're going to get negative views, you're going to get negative commentary, you're going to build up on that. Don't just close your doors and say, well, the hell with that person, whatever. No, Any point of view, good or bad, is a learning experience. All right? So if you hear something that you don't like, I hear it all the time. And you know what? If I don't like it, I'll respond in kind by saying, well, thank you very much, but I think you misunderstood, whatever. Or I explain myself. I don't get offended. Nobody should if for a comment. All right? The next one is physical. Maintain your health, energy, and well-being to be present for life's moments. You always need to be feeling good if you want to share the idea of sharing that healthy look and something that promotes growth. And people say, I can do that. If he can do it, I can do it. You know. So be healthy. Take care of yourselves. Eat right. I mean, nobody wants to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger with all the muscles and stuff like that. But there's nothing wrong with a little Tai Chi here and there that keeps you physically fit. All right? Societal is when you start giving back. Think about this. When you make it, you cannot eat it all. You cannot take it all. Eventually, you will not be here, and somebody's going to be enjoying what you built on. So, in the meantime, you know what? There's nothing better than charity. I promote it a lot through my companies. As a matter of fact, part of my earnings go to charity. And it's something that fills your heart. It makes you feel good, valuable. And so I recommend it, okay? Give back, all right? Confidence builds the foundation for influence. Confidence is the belief in your abilities and the readiness to act on it. That's sort of the big differences, okay? So together, confidence drives your internal convictions, while influence applies that conviction to a pursuit to persuade and guide people externally. See, everything fits. It's like I said, it's a crossword puzzle, okay? Build it on self-efficiency, the fundamental belief that you possesses the skills to handle a specific task. That is very key. Action-oriented, rather than just feeling optimistic, you need to get your hands dirty. You need to get your hand in the pie. You need to know what the mixture feels like and the apples and the stuff there. You need to be sure that everything fits the right way inside that crust. So, don't be an onlooker in your own project. Be a participant of your own project. Emotion and perception is also very key, and that's basically what I talked about a little while ago. Don't let commentaries drive you down. Always use commentaries to build you up. There's an old saying that says, talk good or talk bad about me, just talk about me. That means that you're listening to all that is being said towards you, and you build up on that. It's like a stepping stone, okay? So now that is the confidence part. Building influence is a little bit not too foreign to that, but character influence. People follow you because they trust your competitiveness. That's about basically the main ingredient right there. people like what you do, and they want to do what you do. It's a fallacy that people say, well, if I just tell people what I do, people are going to be jealous about it. Some will. Some will. The majority will not. The majority will actually see it as something that you broke ground on that hits them and they feel that they can do it too. So that is actually the reason why we are here. Sydney and I are here in front of the radio because, we are sharing information that people can use. Not for us, I'm already a god, I mean, you ought to see Sydney. The minute I walk into the studio, here comes the guy. Isn't that what you said? Oh, God, you're here again. No, seriously. Don't let emotions take over your dreams. That's it, okay? The other thing is intrinsic influence, the ability to empower other people. That's what we're talking about. And persuasion. You persuade people to do something based on what you're doing. So just do your best. And we'll be right back. Wow, before I knew it, the show is ending. Oh my God. I don't want to leave. I want to stay here forever. Anyway, to recap what we just said, how everything works together. When you are confident, you project composure, think clearly, and earn trust. And by sharing that confidence, you are influencing others. And that's about the end of it in that regard, okay? I think today's chat is that hate is not necessary. Putting people off or being hurt and all of that. Listen, it's part of life. It's part of growing up. There's really, unless somebody comes at you with a weapon, then it's time to worry, okay? But if people say things that they look at you like weird or whatever, shine it off. All you're doing is making yourself unhappy. So with that in mind, for more information, please contact me at Southern Horizons Media at outlook.com. All right? It's right there, right down below my name right there, okay? And if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, you want to send me your credit card for whatever reason, I'll take that number. I'll try not to abuse it too much, but it is what it is. No, we are trying to be as interactive as we can possibly be, and it's getting to that point right now where this is our third broadcast, I think. So right now there's going to be live guests. There's going to be a lot more involvement. We're going to be doing more live shows away from here. So, there's a ton of stuff that's coming over. So this is like our introduction to each other. And I want to hear from you. All right? I want to hear from you. I take every comment as a compliment. And don't be shy. Just let it all out. Sydney, last words.
It was a great show. Like you said, it's the third one, so they're getting to know us, getting to know the company. And yeah, I'm looking forward to spreading more about travel and just overall lifestyle and learning as well, because that's also why I'm here, is to learn from.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I invite everybody that listens to the show or sees me anywhere, listen to CRN. CRN has one of the best roster of shows anywhere. I mean, I'm talking like really serious, great information here. And fun. People have fun here. So I invite for you to join us at crntalk.com. And hey, become a fan.
Yeah,
You will
it's
be-
a lot of great shows that we have to offer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then-
Oh
and
yeah,
then-
yeah, yeah. It's always been like that, seriously. So yeah, we have a little bit of everything for everybody. So just join us, follow us, and you're gonna be actually pretty soon. I'm gonna be announcing. You're gonna be getting prizes. We're gonna be giving prizes. We're gonna give you little quizzes. We're gonna have fun. The whole thing is just to have fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes the T-bird away, baby. So, are we?
We are wrapping up. Listen to the show Sundays at 2. And yeah, just email southernhorizons@outlook.com and send us questions, and we'll get to that as soon as we can on the next show.
All right. That being said, God bless. Bye bye.